It's a real bummer that I haven't shared this with the world. Sure, the code is up there, but cloning it and running it on your own machine, that's an awful lot of work. It'd be really cool if we published this on the actual World Wide Web, wouldn't it? Let's do it. Let's do it together. Everybody. Go to your GitHub repository. Don't look. Don't look. Go to your GitHub repository where you've totally not already done this. Yes, go to your GitHub repository where you've totally never done this before. Turns out you can host it right from your GitHub. GitHub has a service called GitHub Pages, pages.github.com. Websites for you and your project. Hosted directly from your GitHub repository. Just edit, push, and your changes are live. Yes, indeed. You can read all about it right here on pages.github.com. It is for open source projects, as long as you don't have your source code hidden. Yep, which you don't. You have to pay for that too. As long as it's open source, as long as when you first create the project, you didn't choose private, which you can only do with a paid account anyway. No, people can't get to your GitHub project if you made it private. So like most of the projects I work on are for clients, and that stuff's all super secret, right? Yes, I said secret. Do what you want. There's probably nothing that special about your code, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So I think IU has like a GitHub Enterprise.
Uh-huh.
And you can private like your repository.
Uh-huh.
Then could you private like
I don't think you can do GitHub Pages with that, no. Not with GitHub Enterprise. Yeah.
If it's open source and online, does that mean someone could come out of nowhere and just change our website?
They couldn't change it, no. They could just make their own copy. Yeah, they can't change yours. They can just make a copy of it. Yes?
Yeah, I mean, like, no, I wasn't trying to be like hide my stuff. So I'm saying, like, what if, like, say we come out and we want to make websites for like ourselves or something like that? Could we just publish them through GitHub and then like send it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not going to be a super high traffic situation, but yeah, free hosting. It's pretty awesome. So let's actually make it happen. So let's go to settings. So you're on your repository page. Everybody do this. Actually do this with me. Go to your repository page on GitHub. Go to settings. Scroll down. Find GitHub Pages. There it is. Currently disabled. Select the source below. Let's do it. Let's select the master branch. Save. Cool. Yeah. Yep. Go to settings on your actual repository. Click on settings, scroll down to GitHub Pages, and choose the master branch where it says source. Then hit save. Then we're going to scroll back down here again. And you'll see the address. Your site's ready to be published here. I'm going to hold down Command or Control as I click the link so it'll open a new tab. There it is. It may take a minute or two. So it may not be live yet. If it's not, just give it a sec. And then copy this address. Actually do this. Copy the URL of your GitHub Pages site. And go back to your repository. You can just click on Christmas again. And hit the edit button like when we added the description the first day. Hit edit, and then paste it into the website field. Then there'll be a link right there. Super handy for people if you're going to put your GitHub on your resume or something. People can actually see your code run, not just see what the code looks like. Very handy if, say, someone were going to grade your work tomorrow. If they could actually see it running right there in the browser and not have to make their own copy of it. So please do this. Yes?
then each time you commit, does the website like auto?
Yep. Every time you commit from now on, it'll update the GitHub Pages. Pretty awesome. So if you didn't name your file index.html, you may not see it working. You may get a 404. Can I explain this real quick? Yeah, hold that thought. So as long as you named it index.html, lowercase I, most web browsers, most web servers, I should say, including GitHub Pages, are configured so that if you just go to a directory and don't specify a file name, it'll just look for a file named index.html. And if it's there, it'll load that one. So you don't have to say, if you named your HTML file something else, then you'll probably have to edit this URL to say, to put / whatever your file name was at the end. As long as it's index.html, this will just work. Just like magic. And I mean, it'll all work. You'll still get local storage. It won't be the same local storage as your local version, but Thor, Hemsworth. There it is. Refresh the page. Still there. Right? Totally works. So a quick note about what we're going to do tomorrow when we evaluate your stuff. What we do is we look at your commits. We'll probably run it to see if stuff works. We'll click on your list of commits, look through there for the stuff that looks like it's the homework. Okay, store flick data in an array. That was part of the homework from yesterday. So we'll click on that. We'll look, see if it looks reasonable. Yep, all I did here was add the array and do a flicks.push. Looks good to me. Let's just throw a quick thumbs up in there and make a comment. There we go. So you will probably get an email notification when we comment. You might not. You might still get a notification up here with the little bell. Or again, you might not, depending on how your GitHub account is set up. If not, you can go to your GitHub, look at the commits, and just look for this icon. That shows you that there's a commit on this, or a comment on this commit. Don't expect us to be super wordy. Don't expect us to comment on a lot of them, but basically we're looking, were you doing the stuff? Were you trying? If you did something particularly original, we'll probably make a note of that. If it looks like you're struggling, but you haven't been asking for help over there, we'll probably send you a Slack message or maybe just comment on here and say, don't be afraid to ask for help or something like that. If it looks like you're like days behind, but you never told us. If you're getting help along the way, we know the effort you're putting in, and we'll note accordingly. So don't expect us to be super wordy again, but that's what we're going to do. Go in, just make a couple comments. So that's what to expect. Questions about any of that, GitHub pages or the homework, or yeah?
So if we do something that just completely breaks what we're doing,
Yeah.
and so like the website would update, is there any way to make the website so that it would go back to a previous version?
You can make a separate branch, which is probably more confusing than we want to get into right now. But if I were you, I would just make a note in your, just comment on your last commit and say, this broke it. I promise it worked before this or something. Okay. If you want to do something like that. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah.
The page should be loaded back out, right?
Yeah. I assume it's not.
But the internet.
Well, there is that. I'll look at it in a sec. Anybody else? How many people can't get it to load yet? Okay. Did you all name your file index.html all lowercase? Okay. Yeah, okay. Just a sec.